Hey there, welcome. My name is Alonda Carter and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, that's anti-multi-level marketing, and I also examine white-collar crime and some true crime. Basically, I like to tell the stories related to scammy things and the people involved, and I also like to tell the stories about crime, about people who are missing, about unsolved things, just stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not on the screen because we recently moved. We now have custody of my husband's 2 teenage boys, and it's going to be a while before I get things in order, so please just understand that and know that I'm doing the best that I can. Recently, I've been a bit, sort of obsessed with the case of Summer Wells. She went missing on June 15th of 2021. She's from Rogersville, Tennessee, and is 5 years old. And there's just so much going on about this case, about the parents. It's just really had my head spinning. So what I thought that I would do, as I keep thinking about that case, is look into others, because there's a lot of missing people and there's a lot of unsolved crimes and they don't get the press, and Summer is. Some cases just become high profile and most don't, unfortunately. I decided then to go ahead and look at some things from my hometown and also from my state, which is Texas. My hometown is Houston, and I came across the cold case about Ann Garcia. Today we will visit this case, and I hope someone may have information to help solve it. Alief is a suburb of Houston. Back in the 70s, when I was just a wee lass, it was still pasture land. Literally, you could see cows. And at this time, there really wasn't much past Gessner and Westheimer. In 78, about 80% of the population in Alief was white and affluent. In the early 80s, Alief experienced massive growth and began to diversify. Houston also experienced a shift at this time. Many African Americans who had lived in the inner city migrated towards southwest Houston, which included Alief. When Houston first came into existence, it was divided into 4 wards and later into a 5th and 6th. These areas have predominantly been African American. People were leaving the wards for greener pastures and less crime. A lot of people who had Asian ancestry began moving into the Alief area. In fact, by 1997, street signs near the streets of Bel Air and Corporate were in both English and Chinese. In the late 90s, the white population decreased and the African American, Hispanic, and Asian populations grew. People who had greater financial assets continued to move out of the area in favor for other outlying suburbs. It has been said that the students who attend the Alief Independent School District speak nearly 70 tongues, and well over 70% of the student population qualifies for free or reduced lunch. In 2005, the Alief area became home to many who fled from Hurricane Katrina. Alief is characterized as a working-class suburb located in the southwest area of Houston within Harris County. Some of Alief, though, rests in an unincorporated area of Harris County. The boundaries of Alief in general are Westheimer on the north, the Sam Houston Tollway on the east, and Fort Bend County line on the west, along with Interstate 69 US 59 on the south, while the Alief Independent School District boundaries extend far east as Gessner in some places. The 90s gave birth to many iconic TV shows and genres of music. For instance, the hip-hop rivalry between East and West Coast heated up between Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur. The movie Home Alone came out in the 90s, and the Macarena was popular in weddings and at proms. In 1997, the movie Titanic hit theaters, as did The Men in Black and The Full Monty. The Spice Girls had the hit record Wannabe, and Sheryl Crow crooned If It Makes You Happy. Preteens and teenagers spent a lot of time perusing the food courts and various stores at local shopping malls. They were known as mall rats. Cell phones weren't a thing back then, and life then just was different. Westwood Mall, located at Bissonnette and 59, had been a haven for teenagers, but it lost a lot of its patronage, as did other strip centers in the area, including a movie theater which was located at Gessner and Beechnut, and I often went to it. Alief General Hospital was located between Boone Road and Willcrest at 11,101 Bel Air Boulevard. The hospital had been abandoned for some time, and eventually it was purchased in 1997 by a Mr. Eric K. Ho. He hired undocumented workers from Mexico to remove the asbestos. This took place from December 97 through March of 98. In the Houston area, you can still go to places in town where people can hire undocumented workers, which we call day workers. I'm not sure if this is the thing where you are, but here there's just certain areas where people congregate and you can hire them and pay them cash for the day. Anyway, Ho did not tell the people that he hired that they were dealing with asbestos. Rather than have men he hired work during the day, Ho instructed them to work at night. This meant no one would really know what was going on. Ho was convicted on 2 counts for violating the Clean Air Act. It's bad enough that people were knowingly exposed to asbestos, but the hospital has even a darker stain: murder. A security guard who was making his rounds at the abandoned hospital early on Saturday, June 7th of 1997, noticed a boarded-up doorway was ajar. The security guard looked inside and discovered a female's body. The body was later identified as 14-year-old Erica Ann Garcia. Erica was a former cheerleader who no doubt had her favorite movie and a crush on some celebrity. It is likely that she spent time at one of the area malls, perhaps Westwood Mall or West Oaks, and she probably giggled with friends while checking out the trendy fashions of the day. Her life, though, was cut short, and there is little known about her or the crime. Back in the 90s, there were a number of teen clubs in the Houston area, and one was called Dimension. On Friday, June 6th of 97, Erica and a friend were dropped off there between 9 and 9:30 p.m. The 2 girls hung out for a while, listening to music, then left to go to a nearby apartment to meet friends of Erica's. They didn't stay long and went back to the club and then went back to the apartment. Erica's friend left, but Erica stayed behind. The last time anyone saw Erica, she was at the Bachito Grill Club, which was located at 11,107 Bel Air, just down the road from the abandoned hospital. Examination of Erica's body revealed she had undergone SA and then was strangled with her underwear. As a native Houstonian who is familiar with the Alief area, I can imagine places Erica went with her friends and the things that she most likely did. However, on her last night alive, we don't know who she was with, or who she saw, or how well she knew the people that she spent time with that Friday night. It's possible that she trusted someone she had just met or recently met, or made a choice to go with someone somewhere that she shouldn't have because they did not have her best interest in mind. Whoever is responsible for taking her young life has caused a family tremendous pain. Erica never had the chance to grow up and live her life fully. Some say it is possible that it was the serial killer Anthony Allen Shore who took Erica's life. Erica was about 18 miles away from where Shore lived on 18th Street in the Houston Heights area on the last night of her life. How Erica lost her life is very similar to how another girl did, Diana Robler, who was killed by Shore. Shore was charged with the murders of 4 people. We do not know conclusively if Erica could have been the 5th victim. If you have any information about this case, please contact Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS or the Houston Police Department Homicide Division at 713-884-3131. Thank you so much for your time, and until we meet again, remember, you're beautiful and I love you.